Actually one of our assistant coaches coached there a couple years ago, but yeah, there's a good connection with one of my summer ball coaches before and now, so just that.
That's Coach Mikey Bilimovich, the assistant coach for the Chatham A's. What have you guys talked about in regards to that team?
Our assistant coach, Coach Gual, just based off like hitting right and staying back and certain things like that, baseball mechanics, and it's good to talk to him about that stuff because he still remembers a lot when coaching there.
I know you did some work on your swing this past year there. What did that entail?
Just keeping it simple, spreading out a little bit, no striding, just made me see the ball a lot better, and it's working out for me right now. So just happy that that's happening.
What kind of difference did it translate to on the baseball field?
Oh, way more successful. Less strikeouts, more walks, more hard hits, taking pitches that aren't very hittable, so just keeping it simple.
You were a bit of a late addition to this Chatham team, only arriving within the last few days. What's the adjustment been like for you so far?
No, nothing much. Nothing's changed. These guys are awesome, so nothing. Not really hard on myself right now. Coming out here free and doing what I know I can do, and just playing hard. That's about it.
You're coming over from the Texas Collegiate League where you started this summer. What was your experience there?
It was good. That was certainly something. Those guys are funny over there, but especially my coach Dukes, my head coach. But they're awesome. They treated me right over there, so it was just fun over there.
What was funny about your coach and about the guys over there?
South Louisiana accents. They played in the old days, so some things you learn from them are probably something I shouldn't say on here, but it's really fun.
You're coming over. You were TCL Player of the Week at one point. How did that honor feel for you?
It was good. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. I was just moving on week by week. Played so many games in a week, so yeah, it felt good though for sure.
How's the Cape League compare so far to the Texas Collegiate League?
I mean, there's definitely better pitching here, but the approach and everything like that doesn't change. So just keeping my same self is what matters the most.
How did you end up as a member of the Chatham Anglers?
So my head coach in the TCL, Dukes, he reached out to, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name.
That Mateo Martinez?
Yes, I was blanking on his name. Yes, so they knew each other from back in the day, so Duke's put in a good word for me, and then for Mateo, and they decided they need another infielder, so they brought me up.
Chatting with Aiden Eshelman ahead of Game 40 on Catch of the Day. Aiden, you've got the playoffs coming up. First off, how does it feel to be a member of a playoff team in the Cape Cod League?
Oh, it's fun. To be honest, I did not have this on my bucket list, so it's pretty cool.
What kind of mindset are you guys taking into this postseason play?
We realize we're a good team on paper, at least, so we just got to do what we can do to be successful.
On a personal level, what are you hoping to accomplish during your time on Cape Cod?
I just want to do what it takes to win, whether it's bunt, play good defense, steal a bag or something like that, something small, but just have fun mainly.
There's Aiden Eshelman on Catch of the Day. Anglers and Red Sox coming up at 4:30. Aiden, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, of course, thank you.
Back to Jake Klein for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
All right, Chase. Back at Red Wilson Field, almost game time between Chatham and YD in Game 40 of the regular season. We've got lineups, pitching matchup, and first pitch coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TIC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The Inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores, and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Chase Abrams and Jake Klein.
From Red Wilson Field, Game 40. The regular season road ends tonight. Chatham and YD in what could be a preview of the first round of the Cape League playoffs. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. Chase has your starting lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar.
Sure do, Jake. First for the Chatham A's, now at 18-3, and 3-1 under acting manager Jay Powell. His lineup card reads like this. Aiden Eshelman, the University of Texas San Antonio shortstop, leads off with Bino Waters, the LSU-bound left fielder, batting second. West Virginia center fielder Armani Guzman bats third. Florida-bound catcher Eddie Marshall cleans up. Florida State's Ty Peoples plays right and hits fifth. Jack Bell is at third. He heads to Texas A&M after this summer. He bats sixth. Cam Pruitt is in the 7th spot, the second baseman who transfers to Mizzou. USC designated hitter Maximo Martinez makes his Chatham debut in the 8th spot. And Tyler Howe, the North Carolina first baseman, hits 9th. Now for the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox, under 28th year manager Scott Pickler, 28-10-1, first place in the East Division. Brock Kettleson, the Stanford center fielder, hits first. UCLA second baseman Phoenix calls second. BYU third baseman Ryder Robinson bats third. Armando Briseño, the first baseman from Cal State Fullerton, bats fourth. Kevin Takeuchi, the University of Southern California left fielder, bats fifth. The DH from Cal Baptist Cole Hansen sixth. Mississippi State right fielder Jake Sounders is in the 7th spot. Colin Guerra, the Pittsburgh shortstop, 8th. And Mississippi State's Nick Schuett catches and bats 9th. Those are your lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar. Now for your pitching matchup, brought to you as always by the Red Nun Bar and Grill.
All right, Chase, for YD in the top of the first, it'll be 6'2", 170-pound right-hander Peyton Robidoux. Just completed his freshman year at the University of Washington, and he transfers to play his sophomore season at Georgia State University in his home state of Georgia. He makes his second appearance and first start of the summer with YD. 2 2/3 innings pitched. In his first appearance, he allowed 2 hits and 2 runs, which gives him a 6.75 ERA, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. For Chatham, it'll be Tyler Junior College right-hander Austin Shirley, 5'11", 175 pounds. He transfers to play his junior season at UT Arlington and makes his first appearance from the summer, or of the summer, in Chatham's final regular season game. At TJC under former Chatham assistant Brett Doe this spring, Shirley pitched 16 times, made 7 starts. He threw 39 innings to a 3-2 win-loss record and a 7.85 ERA. 27 strikeouts to 20 walks for the right-hander Shirley. Aiden Eshelman walks to the plate to lead it off for Chatham. Your umpires, presented by Chatham Payton Hardware. Carl Rodriguez calls the balls and strikes. Brendan Murphy on the right side. Tom Marlin on the left side. Umpires from Chatham Payton Hardware. Right-hander Robidoux sets ahead of the first pitch to the righty Eshelman. Here it is. Breaking ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Aiden Eshelman. 80 degrees in South Yarmouth, and first pitch right on the nose at 4:30. Time and temperature presented by the Chatham Athletic Association. 1-0 pitch. Eshelman takes inside. Fastball that time. Eshelman goes in front. 2 balls, no strikes. Third Chatham game, or rather 4th Chatham game for Eshelman in the last 3 days. 2-0. Breaking ball. Clips the bottom of the zone, called a strike, 2-1. He reached base twice in his A's debut at Orleans 2 nights ago and drove in 2 in that game. Had his first hit last night against Harwich, a 2-for-3 night. Moves into the leadoff spot for the first time today. 2-1, swings and chops it foul. Right in the home plate area. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Eshelman, who hobbles around outside the left-handed batter's box and then walks back near the righty box. Carl Rodriguez, the home plate umpire, steps out in front of the plate just to give Eshelman a moment. Robidoux on the mound fell behind, 2 balls, no strikes. He's battled back. Out of the stretch against the leadoff man. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball low. Eshelman fired his hips as if he was going to start a swing, but did not move the hands, and he works the count full in the first plate appearance of the game. Right-hander Robidoux sets. First base side of the rubber. 3-2 to Eshelman. Reaches out, taps it on the ground up the middle. Dive by the shortstop Guerra, but it rolls into center field. Another hit for Aiden Eshelman. He leads off the game with a 3-2 single, and the A's have the leadoff man on in the top of the first. Bino Waters comes to the plate. As he does, get you the Chatham defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Or rather, the YD defensive alignment. Kevin Takeuchi plays left field, Brock Kettleson's in center, and Jake Souders is in right. Infield after the first pitch to the lefty hitting Waters. Righty deals, swings, bounces it to second. Phoenix Call jogs over, only play to first. He sidearms there in time. Waters retired on the fielder's choice 4-3, but Eshelman goes to second with one out. Ryder Robinson of BYU mans third base for YD. Heard from Colin Guerra, the Chipola Junior College shortstop. UCLA's Phoenix Call plays second. Cal State Fullerton's Armando Briseño at first. And Nick Schuett of Ryder does the catching. Defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Runner on second, one out, Armani Guzman in. First pitch to the lefty, downstairs. Schuett, the catcher, traps it against the ground. And Guzman goes in the driver's seat, a ball and no strikes. Guzman only came up one time in the resumption of the game against Cotuit earlier today, lined out into the left field corner. 1-0, inside, 2-0, and he officially finishes that game 0-for-2 because he struck out in the third inning of that game against Cotuit on the 21st of July when it started.
Yes, 12 days ago.
In a 2-0 count against the righty Robidoux. Here's the pitch. He swings and bounces it foul in front of the Chatham dugout on the first base side. 2 balls and a strike on Guzman. American flag waves toward the left field foul pole. It's positioned behind the left center field scoreboard at Red Wilson Field. Righty deals 2-1. Downstairs. Schuett, the catcher, blocks it. Keeps Eshelman at second with one out, but the count goes to 3-1 on Guzman. Red Wilson Field, to say the least, is a hitter's park. 370 feet to the deepest part of the park in left center, according to signs on the outfield fence. 3-1. Up and away, ball 4. Guzman works a walk, and 2 of the first 3 Chatham batters to the plate have reached against Peyton Robidoux, the YD right-hander.
University of Florida, number 65, Everett Marshall.
That walk is our free pass of the game, presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. Visit capecod.edu/free for more. Eshelman on second, Guzman on first, and the right-handed hitting Eddie Marshall steps in with one out. Right-hander delivers, swing and a miss. Breaking ball near the knees. And Marshall cuts over top of it. 0-1. Marshall did not play in the resumption earlier today. Did hit a 2-run double last night against Harwich. 0-1. Another cut and a miss. This breaking ball even further down, and again he swings over it. 0-2. 2-run double by Marshall, part of a 5-run 7th inning that buoyed Chatham to a win over Harwich last night. 0-2. Fastball just off the outside corner. 1-2. A's with that win last night remained alive in the race for 3rd place in the East Division standings. 1-2. Breaking ball swing and a miss, strike 3. Late on a front door breaking ball. Marshall strikes out swinging. 2 gone in the top of the first. Still no score.
Number 1, Ty Peoples.
So 2 on and 2 out. Eshelman at second and Guzman at first. Left-handed hitting Ty Peoples stands in against the right-hander Robidoux. First pitch, runners go. Pitches a breaking ball downstairs and the runners stop. They retreat to first and second. Eshelman took a couple of hard steps toward third, but shut it down. Peoples at the plate ahead of ball and no strikes. Robidoux ready, looks back at second, 1-0. Downstairs with a fastball. 2 balls, no strikes on Peoples. Peoples plays his final Chatham game this evening. Will report to Florida State to begin his career as a Seminole tomorrow. 2-0. Outside, 3-0. Again, Eshelman bluffed a steal from second. He retreats to the second base bag, tackling. 3 balls and no strikes on Peoples. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander Robidoux. He's already walked 1 this inning. 3-0, right down the middle for a called strike, 3-1. Peoples hit a 2-run home run in the game against Harwich last night. Also part of that same 5-run 7th inning. In a 3-1 count, Robidoux deals downstairs. It skips away from the catcher Schuett, but it doesn't matter. It's ball 4. Eshelman moves to third. Guzman to second. Peoples up to first on the second walk by Robidoux. And Chatham has the bases loaded with 2 out in the first inning. And Scott Pickler, the YD manager, goes to the mound. And he goes to the bullpen.
Yeah, why not?
Robidoux, the starter, faces 5 batters. He allows 3 to reach and retires 2. And a new pitcher coming in to face Jack Bell. We'll take a break. YD going to the bullpen. 5 batters in. The Scott Pickler special. Called to the bullpen when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Chatham threatens against Yarmouth-Dennis in the final game of the Cape League regular season in the first inning. What could be an East Division playoff preview. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. 5 batters into the game, Scott Pickler has gone to his bullpen. He brings in 6'2", 195-pound University of South Florida right-hander Bryson Tweedy to make his 7th appearance. So far, 7 1/3 for the righty Tweedy. He's pitched to a 4.91 ERA with 8 strikeouts and 5 walks. Right-hander faces the lefty hitting Jack Bell with the bases loaded and 2 out. From the stretch, Tweedy ready. First pitch to Bell. Downstairs with the fastball, 1-0. No radar gun at Red Wilson Field, but I can tell you Tweedy throws harder than Robidoux, the starter.
Very perceptive.
1-0 to Bell. Line straight back off the netting. 1 ball and 1 strike on Bell. Eshelman, who hit a leadoff single, leads off of third. Guzman, who drew a 1-out walk off of second. Peoples, who drew a 2-out walk off of first. 2 out. The 1-1. Down and in. A breaking ball that may have started near the zone, bent in toward the ankles of the left-handed hitting Bell. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, glad you said near the zone. That was probably just a touch below the strike zone, and then it really just went further down as the bottom fell out of it.
Tweedy from the stretch with the bases full of A's. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Similar breaking ball in a similar spot, and this time Bell took a big cut at it. He misses in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Just shows you how important every inch is when placing these pitches. That one was probably just a little higher, but it was close enough for him to chase.
Now 2-2 on Bell. Here's the pitch. Lofted into center field. Center fielder Kettleson sprints back near the warning track. He makes the catch just shy of the track to end the inning. Chatham loads the bases with 2 out, but Bryson Tweedy comes in and escapes the jam. He gets Bell to line out to center. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, and the bases left loaded in the top of the first. It very well might be Chatham and YD in the first round of the Cape League playoffs. For now, it's Chatham and YD in the final game of the Cape League regular season. Chatham can't score in the top of the first despite loading the bases after a half inning of play. It's Chatham 1, YD coming to bat.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on TRC.
What I want, you got, and it might be hard to handle, but like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter, and you pull them all together, and I can't explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Hi, this is Tyler Howe from the University of North Carolina. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Back at Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth. Chatham nothing and YD coming to bat in this regular season finale. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. Austin Shirley, the Tyler Junior College right-hander, set to transfer to the University of Texas Arlington, makes his Chatham debut. 5'11", 175-pound righty, takes the mound and readies to face the left-handed hitting YD leadoff man Brock Kettleson out of Stanford. Shirley winds up. First pitch to Kettleson. Called a strike, upper outside corner with a fastball, 0-1. As Jay Powell told us on the Anglers Extra pregame show, only 2 available pitchers for Chatham today. 0-1. Line towards short, right at Eshelman, who shuffles 1 step left and makes the catch. Chest high for the first out.
Second baseman from UCLA, number 4, Phoenix Call.
Kettleson lines out to short. One up, one down for Austin Shirley in his debut. And now Phoenix Call, right-handed hitting 2-hole hitter, steps in. Shirley kicks the leg and comes home. High. It nearly hit Call in the head. He ducked underneath it.
I believe I heard the sound of it hitting Eddie Marshall's glove, because I definitely heard something.
Now sailed straight over the head of Call, who ducked underneath it. Here's the 1-0 now. Down and away, opposite end. 2 balls, no strikes. Chatham defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Left to right across the outfield, Bino Waters, Armani Guzman, Ty Peoples. Jack Bell at third, Aiden Eshelman at short. Cam Pruitt plays second, Tyler Howe first. Eddie Marshall the catcher. 2-0 to Call. Below the knees, 3 balls and no strikes. Jay Powell told us before the game, if Shirley and Derek Damaris can throw strikes, they'll be fine. 3-0, off the plate away. He does not throw any strikes to Phoenix Call. And it's a 1-out walk for the YD 2-hole hitter on 4 pitches.
That was good timing. But yes, if they can throw strikes, that is kind of the entire point of pitching in general, but in the Cape Cod League, and Dennis Cook has talked about this so frequently, finding the strike zone, it's college kids using wood bats.
Of course, what Jay is getting at is that the result is not important.
Yes.
The ball getting hit is unimportant to him. First pitch to the 3-hole hitter Robinson, misses outside, 1-0. Ryder Robinson, a lefty hitter out of Brigham Young, BYU. 5 straight balls now from the right-hander Shirley. Call leads off of first with 1 out. A pick there, safe. No tag applied by Tyler Howe on a head-first dive by the YD base runner. Cole has stolen 11 bases for YD this summer, tied for a team high. 1-0. Fastball down and away, make it 6 straight balls from the right-hander Shirley.
Nice. That was a
After Robinson, it'll be the dangerous Armando Briseño, who was a Cape League All-Star last summer. Here's the 2-0. Runner goes from first. Pitches a fastball low. Throw to second. Not in time. Call steals second. His 12th steal of the year. That puts him in the team lead. He's in scoring position with 1 out. And now the count 3-0 on Ryder Robinson after 7 consecutive balls from the Chatham righty. Shirley comes set. Kicks the 3-0. Right down the middle for a called strike. He snaps the streak and works it back to 3-1 against Robinson. Cole takes his lead off of second with 1 out. Big 3-1 pitch. Here it is to Robinson. Swings and smokes it foul on a line down the left side. Bounces off the last panel of protective netting right before the YD relief pitchers sit along the out of play line by their bullpen. Now a payoff. Dribbled on the ground to second. Pruitt charges. Fields off balance throw to first. In time. It draws the ire of the YD dugout. But Robinson, who was ahead in the count 3-0, ends up hitting a full count ground ball to second. He's put out 4-3 for the second out, but Call moves to third. He's 90 feet away from scoring the game's first run, and the right-handed hitting Armando Briseño steps in. Shirley comes set. First pitch to Briseño. Grounded to second. Pruitt sprints to his left, fields between his legs, his throw to first in time. It ends the inning. So Austin Shirley allows a 1-out runner in scoring position, then gets consecutive groundouts to second on consecutive pitches and ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. An inning in the books in the regular season finale at Red Wilson Field. It's Chatham nothing and Yarmouth-Dennis nothing on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
TRC, Cape Cod.
Nothing between Chatham and Yarmouth-Dennis as the second inning begins at Red Wilson Field. But Chase Abrams, I'm Jay Klein. Bryson Tweedy, who came in with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the first and got out of the jam, comes back out for his first full inning of work on the mound. The South Florida right-hander faces the right-handed hitting 7-hole hitter Cam Pruitt to begin the second inning. Pruitt, Maximo Martinez, and Tyler Howe, bottom third of the Chatham order, in the top of the second against Tweedy. Pruitt, who had one of Chatham's 3 hits in the resumption of the game earlier today, comes up. First pitch to the righty. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. We mentioned the likelihood that these teams collide in the first round of the Cape League playoffs. No matter who the A's play in the postseason, YD or Brewster will have the call on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. 0-1 upstairs. A ball and a strike on Pruitt. We don't know what time a potential Game 1 would be at. Can tell you for sure Game 2 on Wednesday will be at Veterans Field at 7 o'clock. Here comes the 1-1 to Pruitt. Sticks it on the outside corner. Called strike 1-2.
It's a good note because no matter what, whether Chatham is in third or fourth, the A's will not be hosting the first playoff game. We know that Chatham will be at home for the second playoff game, and that means we know that the game will be at 7 p.m.
1-2 to Pruitt. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Postseason Anglers Extra pregame show begins half an hour before first pitch, 10 minutes earlier than usual.
So Tuesday we'll be playing
2-2 on Pruitt. Tweedy delivers. Chopped on the ground, third base side, fielded foul by Robinson. Couple steps wide of the chalk down there.
Chatham,
2 balls and 2 strikes. Remains the count on Cam Pruitt.
So we'll play them. No, there's no games tomorrow.
They have a chance to move up to third place so you don't know who
Pruitt had begun jogging down the first base line. Returns to the box. Taps his bat on home plate and readies as Tweedy comes set. The right-hander's 2-2. Outside, falls out of the catcher Schuett's glove, and Pruitt works the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Tweedy looks in. Payoff. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. High fastball around the eyes of the righty hitter, and he chased it. Second out for Tweedy, and the first strikeout One down here in the top of the second. So 1 out and nobody on, and it's time for the first Chatham plate appearance for Maximo Martinez, who's the designated hitter today. Just arrived to Chatham earlier today. Right-handed hitter from USC. First pitch to him. Breaking ball called a strike, inside corner, 0-1. Martinez had been playing in the Appalachian League, where Dennis Cook was at one point a manager. And Cook brought him up here after a successful season down there. 0-1. Inside. 1 ball and a strike on Maximo Martinez.
I think he passed.
Tweedy comes set. Nobody on, 1 out. 1-1 to the righty. Swing and a little bouncer straight back off the catcher Schuett. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Martinez was with the Danville Otterbots of the Appalachian League. He hit .393 in his 33 games there this summer. 3 home runs, 24 runs batted in. That came after a season at USC where he hit .252 in 46 games. It's in a 1-2 count. Tweedy delivers. Laced over short, it dunks into left field, a base hit. First plate appearance, first hit for Maximo Martinez. He wears a big smile across his face as he turns first and stops there. It's the second hit of the game for Chatham, and they've got a 1-out base runner in the second. And ahead of the first pitch now to Tyler Howe. Tweedy, the pitcher, gets a mound visit from the catcher, Nick Schuett. Milton Cat, proud to power the Cape all summer long. Left-handed hitting Tyler Howe digs in against Tweedy as the mound meeting breaks up. Howe batting in the 9-hole, lefty hitter for the A's. Martinez takes his lead off of first. Tweedy delivers. Downstairs, 1-0. Martinez, who had played 75 career games at USC, was 3 for 6 stealing bases in those games. Then arrived to Danville. 1-0. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes. When he got to Danville this summer in the Appalachian League, he then stole 15 bases on 16 tries. Takes his lead off of first with 1 away. 2-0 on Howe at the plate. Here comes the pitch. Downstairs, 3-0. There's another right-hander loosening in the Yarmouth-Dennis bullpen. It's 3-0 on Howe. Tweedy, the righty from USF, has only faced 3 batters in the midst of his 4th. He's got Howe in a 3-0 count. The pitch. Outside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk of the 9-hole hitter, Howe, moves Martinez up to second. Chatham has 2 on with 1 out. And Aiden Eshelman, the leadoff man, steps in. Eshelman singled up the middle his first time up. Led off the ball game, but was stranded on third. Tweedy readies. First pitch in the dirt, blocked by Schuett, but it skips away from him, and Martinez takes third. He moves up on the wild pitch, but Howe stays at first. So the inning-ending double play remains in order. Runners are on the corners with one out for the A's. 0-0 game in the top of the second. 1-0 on Eshelman. Here comes the pitch. Low. 6 consecutive balls from the YD right-hander. It's 2-0. Scott Pickler stands up from his bucket and he makes a mid-count pitching change. If you thought the starter being removed after 5 batters was the most Scott Pickler thing you've ever heard, try the reliever being removed after 4.5 batters. Third pitcher of the game coming in for YD with Aiden Eshelman at the plate in a 2-0 count. Runners on the corners and one out. Scoreless game at Red Wilson Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Some stuck out as I go. I'm just traveling up the road. Maps don't do much for me, friend. I follow the weather and the wind. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Got what I can carry in my song. I'm a rolling stone just rolling on. Catch me now, 'cause tomorrow I'll be gone. Family man gives me a ride. Got his pregnant Sally at his side. Yes, and these are children I regret. Thank you kindly for the lift. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Trucker gears his engine down. Says climb on up, son, I'm highway bound. Dashboard picture of a pretty girl. I'm riding high on top of the world. I'm hitchhiking all day long.
Runners on the corners with one out and a 2-0 count on Aiden Eshelman in a scoreless game, top of the second, as Scott Pickler makes a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen. Bring on the Indiana right-hander, Eli Walker, 6-foot, 205-pounder out of Gulfport, Mississippi. Third appearance for YD so far. He's pitched 4 innings to a 6.75 ERA. Walker, 24 years and 74 days of age against the right-hander Eshelman. Already a 2-0 count, and Walker's first pitch called a strike. Tyler Howe with a delayed steal for second. It's intercepted. Now the throw home. Out. Chatham tries the double steal. Howe ran for second. As the throw went there, Martinez came home. He was out by about 5 feet at the plate, and that's the second out of the inning. The A's do get a runner in scoring position still with Howe at second and 2 out. And now the count 2-1 on Eshelman. Walker comes set. Right on right matchup. The 2-1. Breaking ball. High. 3 balls and a strike. Walker this season at Indiana pitched an inning and a third for the Hoosiers and allowed 10 earned runs. ERA 67.50. 3-1 in the dirt. Catcher Schuett gets in the way of it. Tried to pick it. It really just hit his leg. Keeps it in front of him either way. And Tyler Howe stays at second as Eshelman walks.
And Eshelman held his left arm aloft to the runner, Tyler Howe, on second as he was jogging down to first, signaling, don't move from second base.
Howe at second, Eshelman at first with 2 away, and the lefty hitting Bino Waters steps up. First pitch, up and away, 1-0. Walks were also an issue in the short Indiana tenure of Eli Walker. He walked 4 in an inning and a third, so he got as many outs as he did batters walked. 1-0 to the lefty Waters, breaking ball off the plate away. 2 balls and no strikes.
It's a tough last name for a pitcher.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
I just put it together.
In addition to those 4 walks, he hit 2 batters in an inning and a third. He looks back at the runner at second with 2 out. The 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2-1. Fastball near the top of the zone. Waters underneath it. 2 balls and a strike. Wind whips out toward left field. Chatham threatening for the game's first run. Top of the second. 2-1. In the dirt. Picked on a hop by Schuett behind the plate. 3-1. Waters grounded to second his last time up. Came up twice in the resumption today and hit 2 ground balls to short. 1 for a double play. 3-1 pitch. Smoked into deep left center field. Kettleson on the run. Near the track, he looks up. It bangs off the wall in left center. Howe scores. Eshelman turns third. No throw to the plate. He scores standing. Bino Waters bangs a 2-run double off the left center field wall, and the A's are on the board first. 2-0, top of the second. He missed a home run by a matter of feet to one of the deepest parts of Red Wilson Field. So now Waters off of second with 2 out, and Armani Guzman steps up. Left-handed hitter. First pitch, outside, 1-0. For Waters, his 26th and 27 runs batted in. Second in the Cape League only to YD's Tommy Gooden. 1-0. Called a strike, low outside corner to Guzman. Another fastball from Walker. 1-1. There is another right-handed pitcher beginning to warm in the Yarmouth-Dennis bullpen. 1-1 to Guzman in the dirt. This one skips away from the catcher Schuett, and Waters jogs to third on the wild pitch. Talked to Eric Beatty, the YD pitching coach, when Yarmouth-Dennis last visited Veterans Field. And now Beatty goes to the mound on cue to meet with Walker. And he told me that Scott Pickler essentially took Eli Walker onto his team as a favor, and that he was using the last couple of appearances to end the regular season for Walker as basically a tryout period for him. He has allowed 3 earned runs, now 4 earned runs in 4 innings pitched. John Lobbs is warming in the YD bullpen.
Another real interesting
I was
pitcher
just about to say that. So YD might go from Walker to Lobbs on the mound. For now, Eric Beatty has his mound visit broken up by Carl Rodriguez, the home plate umpire. Beatty, the former Chatham interim manager, walks back to the YD dugout on the third base side. And Walker takes the mound again ahead of a 2-1 pitch to the lefty hitting Armani Guzman with a runner on third and 2 out. Chatham ahead 2-0 in the top of the second. Walker out of the stretch. Here's his 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Guzman taps the plate a couple of times, spins his natural grain bat to the mound, and prepares for a 3-1 from Ryan Walker. Walker comes set. He delivers. Cut on and missed. Count goes full. Guzman with a healthy hack, but early on the breaking ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Walker a pitch away from escaping without further damage. Waters off of third with 2 out. Walker, the right-hander, sets. Payoff to the lefty Guzman. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Went back to the same pitch in the same spot. He got the same result. Strikeout for Walker ends the inning, but Bino Waters drives in 2 with a double off the left center field wall. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. 1.5 gone by at Red Wilson Field. 2-0 A's on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Change had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. I told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town. Shaking what she'd got. Man, when I tell you she was cool, she was right.
Eastern Propane and Oil is proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you are active duty military, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. Kevin Takeuchi, the YD 5-hole hitter, leads off the bottom of the second for the Red Sox. Chatham in front of YD, 2-0. Righty Austin Shirley's first pitch grabs the inside corner. Called strike, 0-1. It'll be Takeuchi, Cole Hansen, and Jake Souders, 5, 6, 7 in the YD order. 3 right-handed hitters. 0-1. Breaking ball down low. Eddie Marshall traps it on the dirt behind home plate. A ball and a strike on Takeuchi. Left fielder out of USC, but he can play all around the diamond and has for Scott Pickler's team. 1-1. Fastball low, about shin high on the righty. 2 balls and a strike. Jay Powell, the A's acting manager, shouts out to Shirley, make him swing the bat. Here's the 2-1. He does swing the bat and he misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes after Takeuchi chases a high fastball. Wind up and the 2-2 from Shirley. Grounded sharply to short. Eshelman drops to a knee. Field slings to first. How there? 1 gone. 6-3 put out. 3 consecutive ground outs elicited by the right-hander Austin Shirley dating back to the first. 1 gone as Cole Hansen steps in. Hansen, the right-handed, hitting DH from Cal Baptist. First pitch. Check swing. Appeal to first. Did he go? Yes. Brendan Murphy raises the fist, indicates strike 1 on a fastball inside. But Hansen went around. 0-1 on him. Now Shirley Wines deals 0-2. Cut on and missed. And that was the 0-1, so now 0-2. I was being Nostradamus or something. Now we'll see if Shirley can get the strikeout. The 0-2 pitch. Downstairs, 1-2. He wastes a pitch. Way ahead in the count on Henson. Henson has pretty much only moved up in the Yarmouth-Dennis order since he joined the team. Hitting .289, primary catcher. 1-2. Lifted out of play. Offset toward the first base side of home plate. Behind the bleachers, where fans congregate, set back from the brick backstop. Another 1-2 to Hansen. Clocked into the right center field gap, but Peoples runs over, then jogs in and makes the catch. 2 gone. Shirley has retired 4 in a row. Hansen lines out. It's the first ball hit in the air by a YD batter since the leadoff line drive by Brock Kettleson in the first. And the bases are empty with 2 out as Jake Souders steps in. Yarmouth-Dennis has already locked up the top seed in the Cape League's East Division and the best record in the Cape League. First pitch to Souders inside. A ball and no strikes. So Yarmouth-Dennis will host Tuesday afternoon in Game 1 of the first round of the Cape League playoffs. 1-0, down and away, 2-0. Question is, will it be against Chatham or will it be against Harwich? The most likely outcome is that the A's come right back here. 2-0. Souders swings and pops it up. It drifts out of play, foul. Toward the concession stand building. Large wood shingled building. About 30 or 40 feet behind the Chatham dugout. Long line of fans congregates there. Meanwhile, the 2-1. Souders smokes it on a line right at Eshelman, who makes the grab by his face. Another line out to short. And again, Aiden Eshelman makes the catch. A 1-2-3 second inning for Austin Shirley on the mound. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 2-0 A's to the third on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground. And I won't back down. I won't back. Hey, baby. There ain't no easy way out. I won't back. Hey, I will stand my ground. And I won't back down. Well, I know what's right. I got just one life. In a world that keeps on pushing me around, but I'll stand my ground. And
Netting Pros Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros Stadionic, making sports facilities iconic. The third inning begins at Yarmouth-Dennis's Red Wilson Field, and Chatham takes a 2-0 lead into that third inning. The A's in search of a 7th win in their final 8 games of the regular season. It's a 7-inning ball game this evening, second half of a doubleheader for Chatham. Eddie Marshall Right-handed hitting cleanup man leads off against the righty reliever Eli Walker. First pitch to Marshall, downstairs, 1-0. Marshall struck out swinging his first time up. That was against the starter Peyton Robidoux, who went only 2/3 of an inning. All three YD pitchers have gone 2/3 of an inning so far. Here's the 1-0. Marshall swings and pops it up down the right field line. It twists out of play over the bleachers that line the out of play line along the right field side into a wide open field down the right field line. Walker comes set ahead of a 1-1 to Marshall. The righty takes a deep breath and comes home. Pitch cut on and missed. Breaking ball down in the zone. Ball and 2 strikes on Marshall. Through Marshall, it's Ty Peoples and Jack Bell, 2 left-handed hitters. Middle third of the A's order in the third. Walker ready. Here's his 1-2. Cut on and missed, strike 3. Marshall strikes out for the second time in as many at-bats. Again, the breaking ball around the knees gets him. And that is the first out here in the third. So Chatham had to resume a game earlier today against Cotuit. Ended up taking a 2-0 win in a game that they led 1-0 when play began. First pitch to Ty Peoples, ripped that and missed, 0-1. That game began on July 21st as a 9-inning game, and then today was played as a resumption of a 7-inning game. So they only played 4.5 innings at Lowell Park. 0-1, cut on and missed. 0-2 on Peoples. This game is a 7-inning game, despite the fact that Yarmouth-Dennis did not play another game today. It's their only game, and all Cape League games today, 7 innings. 0-2 to Peoples. Cut on and missed, strike 3. He goes down on 3 pitches. Second strikeout in a row, and rather third in a row, dating back to last inning for Eli Walker. And there are 2 gone. Now, there were multiple other doubleheaders in the Cape League today. Wareham, in fact, had to play at Orleans at noon and then trek off Cape to play a home game at 7. First pitch to Jack Bell, the lefty, misses upstairs, 1-0. And there was not an official reason provided from the Cape Cod Baseball League about why today's games were shortened to 7 innings. The standard, of course, would be 9. 1-0, cut on and missed, 1-1. And that rings especially true for a game that already began as a 9-inning game, but not the case.
And had playoff implications.
True. 1-1 on Bell. Ripped at and missed. Cuts underneath the inside breaking ball. 1-2. And now Walker is a pitch away from striking out a 4th consecutive Chatham batter. Reminder, he had a 67.50 ERA at Indiana this spring. Here's the 1-2 in the dirt. Bell backs out of the way of it. It goes to the backstop on 1 hop. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We've got a brick backstop at Red Wilson Field, which is only a handful of years old. And it angles toward the YD dugout on the third base side, toward the Chatham dugout on the first base side. The part right behind home plate is padded. 2-2 to Bell. Called strike 3. Appeared to be below Bell's knees, but Carl Rodriguez punches him out. Bell has words for Rodriguez and walks slowly back to the A's dugout on the first base side. 1-2-3 inning for Eli Walker, who strikes out the side in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, but the A's still lead 2-0 after 2.5 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
say double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. But the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south. Way on down south, London town.
After 2.5 innings at Yarmouth-Dennis's Red Wilson Field, it's Chatham 2 and YD nothing. Bottom of the third begins, and the A's right-handed starter Austin Shirley returns to the mound. He'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Yarmouth-Dennis order, beginning with the left-handed hitting shortstop, Colin Guerra. First pitch to him. Grounded right side, Howe backhands foul ball. Skipped just wide of the bag, and by the time it got to Howe, he was a step or two into foul ground behind first base. So strike one against Guerra and an 0-1 count. Guerra transfers from Chipola Junior College down in Florida to the University of Pittsburgh in the ACC. Pitch downstairs. Marshall bobbles it on a hop, and it hits the leg of the umpire, Carl Rodriguez. Ball and a strike on Guerra. Pitt coming off one of its best seasons in recent memory. One of the first couple of teams out of the NCAA tournament. 1-1. Clocked into right center field and deep. Guzman back near the fence, looks up. It clears the fence in center. Yarmouth-Dennis responds as Colin Guerra clocks a solo home run to dead central. 2-1, the Chatham lead. YD only down by 1 in the third. It does not take much to get a ball out to center field at Red Wilson Field.
The catcher from Rutgers.
They mark it as 370 feet to the deepest part of the park in left center. The Google Earth app on my iPhone indicates that it's 348 feet to dead center. First pitch to Schuett is waved at and missed, 0-1.
I feel like that's a big difference.
Well, it's dead center versus left center, and indeed the left center portion where the 370 sign hangs is the deepest part of the park. 0-1. Called a strike, low inside corner with a fastball. 0-2. Atypical that center field is not among, or not even really close to, the deepest part of the park. That's Red Wilson. 0-2. Downstairs. 1-2. And they did advertise, the YD Red Sox did, that they pushed back the fences at Red Wilson Field ahead of this season. They also installed a warning track. 1-2, breaking ball high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jay Powell calls out, "That's not up," to the home plate umpire, Carl Rodriguez. Count goes even on Schuett, the catcher out of Ryder. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Shirley bounces back after he allows the solo homer. He strikes out Schuett. First strikeout for the right-handed Chatham starter. 1 gone in the bottom of the third. Chatham is still ahead 2-1. And now number 21, Brock Kettleson, the YD leadoff man, digs in. First pitch from Shirley, outside. Ball and no strikes on the lefty hitting Kettleson. Shirley winds up again, he delivers again. Fastball downstairs. Right at the knees of the lefty hitting Kettleson, but Carl Rodriguez rules ball 2. Again, causes shouts from the Chatham dugout. Now Kettleson in a 2-0 driver's seat. Here's the pitch. This one called a strike on the inside corner, 2-1. Chase, 47 years ago today, August 2nd, 1979, Thurman Munson, former Chatham player, passed away in a plane crash. Pitch to Kettleson is chopped to short. Head-high field for Eshelman. He fires to first in time for the second out. Nobody on 2 out, and the 2-hole hitter Phoenix Call comes up.
From UCLA, number 4.
So one of the great Chatham A's, a Yankee captain in the major leagues, won 3 consecutive pennants and 2 consecutive World Series. Passed away on this day 47 years ago. And the Chatham Athletic Association in 1980, first pitch to Call is dribbled foul. In 1980, the Chatham Athletic Association put up a plaque on the old chain link backstop commemorating the life of Thurman Munson.
This is a guy who hit over 400 in his time in Chatham. And, of course, the legend of him hitting a home run off the fire station beyond right field that if you and I had to ballpark it, Jake, is probably about 480 feet away from home plate.
And that was the old fire station. 0-1 downstairs, bounces in the dirt, then off the face of Eddie Marshall. 1-1 on Phoenix Call.
And it's also beyond right field. With Thurman Munson being a right-handed hitter, it means he hit it the other way. He went oppo and crushed it.
Munson had one 4-hit game in that summer of '67. 1-1 misses low, 2-1 on Call. It was at Yarmouth. On June 26th, he went 4 for 4 with a triple and drove in 4. And 59 years ago today, on August 2nd, he went 2 for 4 at Yarmouth. 2-1 is downstairs, 3-1 on Phoenix Call. So 59 years later, Chatham plays on August 2nd at Yarmouth. And the same today. 3-1. Call the strike. Nearly at the ankles of the righty hitting Call. Right around the shins. And Carl Rodriguez rules it a strike. Count goes full. And Shirley readies. He nods at the sign, winds up, and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. After the leadoff home run by Colin Guerra, Austin Shirley bounces back and K's a pair in the third. YD does get on the board, though. 1 run on 1 hit. The first hit of the game for YD is the home run. First of the season for Colin Guerra. No errors and nobody left on base. Shirley strikes out a pair. And after 3 innings in this 7-inning ball game, Chatham leads 2-1. Another new pitcher coming in for Yarmouth-Dennis when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
At Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth, a 2-1 Chatham lead over Yarmouth-Dennis in the regular season finale, game 40 of 40. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. It's another Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen for Scott Pickler of the YD Red Sox. Eli Walker's day is done after an inning in 2/3. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts for Walker. And they call on the right-hander John Lobbs, 6'3", 214-pound North Carolina native who'll be a junior at Western Carolina next year. He pitches for the 3rd time for YD, 0-1 in 3 1/3 with a 10.80 ERA. Side-arming right-hander. Faces 7, 8, and 9 in the Chatham order, beginning with the right-handed hitting Cam Pruitt. First pitch right on right down the middle. Called a strike, 0-1. So 7-inning game, and 3+ innings in, YD has already used 4 different pitchers. Lob set the 0-1 pitch. Drilled into deep left center field. Kettleson tracks it back. He pulls up on the warning track, and he makes the catch. Pruitt testing to see what Red Wilson Field will hold. And even with the wind blowing out toward left center field, it hangs up for Kettleson, who grabs it for the first out. 5 straight Chatham hitters retired dating back to the 2nd. And now Maximo Martinez is in. Another right-hander against the righty Lobbs. First pitch, breaking ball, catches the low outside corner, 0-1. Martinez reached on a single his first time up, the 0-1. Called a strike. Fastball, low inside corner this time, 0-2. So you think on one hand, Scott Pickler wants to keep everybody fresh for the playoffs. That was pretty much the mindset the last couple of days for Chatham. 0-2 to Martinez up high, 1-2. On the other hand, it seems like you're offering Chatham a look at like 80% of your pitching staff.
In my mind, he's auditioning pitchers in this game. If a pitcher does well, maybe he earns a better spot, a higher leverage spot when the playoffs roll around.
1-2 pitch. Slide into medium depth left center field. Kettleson traces it over, but Takeuchi, the left fielder, lines it up in the gap and makes the catch. 2 gone on a pair of flyouts, 1 to center and 1 to left. Martinez retired. He's 1 of 2 in his A's debut. Yeah, it is a little tricky. I mean, you would imagine Scott Pickler has at least a couple of starting caliber pitchers, or at least candidates to start his playoff games, lined up.
I'd imagine that these are the guys who are competing for leverage spots in games 2 and 3 if it gets to that point.
Left-handed hitting Howe in. First pitch, called a strike, outside corner, 0-1. Connor Hamilton of Vanderbilt has thrown over 27 innings for YD in 7 starts. He's got a 3.29 ERA. Imagine he would be among the first chosen for a playoff start. 0-1 to Howe, outside, 1-1. Remember, Hamilton started the game in which Yarmouth-Dennis won at Veterans Field. We talked to Eric Beatty about Connor Hamilton, and he said he'd actually been a little shaky, but just kept coming up with a good big pitch. 1-1 to Howe. Right at the bottom of the zone with a fastball. Called a strike, 1-2. Lobbs has looked pretty good. Elicits 2 flyouts and now has the 9-hole hitter Howe in a 1-2 count. Nobody on, 2 out. Chatham ahead, 2-1. Top of the 4th of a 7-inning game. 1-2 to the lefty. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. There are only 5 players of YD's 17 pitchers who have started a game this summer. Two to Howe. Just off the inside corner this time. And the 9-hole hitter works the count full. He walked on 4 pitches in his first trip to the plate and eventually scored on the 2-run double by Bino Waters in the second. It'll be a payoff to the lefty Howe. The right-hander lobs, delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a breaking ball. 7 consecutive A's hitters have been retired, including 5 via strikeout. And that sends us to the halfway point of this 7-inning game. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left in the top of the 4th. 2-1 Chatham, middle of the 4th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Time has got his 6 string high. Now he's opening what he used to make it talk so tough. It's tough. She done dreams of running away. She cries in the nighttime and whispers, baby, it's okay. Someday we gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we're making or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We're giving it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh,
At the midpoint of this 7-inning regular season finale from South Yarmouth, it's Chatham 2 and YD 1. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. 3, 4, and 5 up for YD. Austin Shirley's first pitch to Ryder Robinson, grounded to first. Howe scampers to his right. Fields runs to the bag himself and puts out Robinson, 3 unassisted for the first out of the 4th, bottom of the 4th, on 1 pitch. So the lefty Robinson set aside on the ground out, and now Armando Briseño comes up. Right-handed hitting cleanup man for YD, grounded to second his first time up against Shirley. Other than Austin Shirley, there is only one other Chatham pitcher available today. First pitch to Briseño bounces in. 1-0 on the righty hitter. That's Derek Damaris, right-hander from Tufts, who has yet to appear with the A's.
And then Cam Pruitt is the break glass in case of emergency reliever for Jay Powell. He's at second right now.
Now Shirley is working through the 4th inning of a 7-inning game. Here's the 1-0. Briseño cuts and misses, 1-1. So you would figure if he can get this far, that should set up, even if he were to come out right now, it would set up Damaris to finish the game. 1-1 pitch, chopped foul, wide of third, gloved by Jack Bell. Near the third base coaching box, shares a chuckle with his former coach. Bell played for the YD Red Sox last summer. It's 1-2 on Briseño.
Must have said something funny. Bell's still laughing.
Shirley winds up. 1-2 to Briseño. Powered down the right field line, but it's out of play. Over the protective netting that stretches about halfway down the lines in left and right before it ends on a big, thick metal pole. Another 1-2 to Armando Briseño. Long look in from the righty Shirley. Now he winds up and comes home in the dirt. Again, a breaking ball bounces in front of home plate. Eddie Marshall blocks it, but the count goes even. 2-2 on Briseño. Infielder who began his career at UC Irvine has since transferred to Cal State Fullerton. All Big West performer. 2-2, high, count full 3-2. Briseño is listed at 5'11", 175 pounds on the Yarmouth-Dennis roster. I struggle to believe that.
Which part?
175. Here's a payoff. Smoked on a line into right. It drops in front of Ty Peoples, a base hit. Briseño goes the other way. YD brings the go-ahead run to the plate, down 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth of a 7-inning game, and Jay Powell goes to the pitcher's mound. He has seen enough from Austin Shirley. Shirley goes 3 1/3 in his Cape League debut, and he departs with his team in front, 2-1, but responsible for the game-tying run on first with 1 away. Time for the Cape League debut of Tufts right-hander Derek Damaris, and he'll be greeted by the go-ahead run in the bottom of the fourth of this 7-inning regular season finale from South Yarmouth. 2-1 A's on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Well, it started out down a dirty road. Started out all alone, and the sun went down as I crossed the hill, and the town lit up. The world got still. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Well, the good old days may not return, and the rocks might melt, and the seed may burn. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing.
Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen. And the A's bring in their last pitcher remaining in this regular season finale. 5'10", 185-pound Tufts right-hander Derek Damaris makes his Chatham A's debut in the last regular season game. He'll be a junior for the Jumbos next season, a native of Washington, D.C. He faces Kevin Takeuchi, the USC left fielder, who represents the go-ahead run. Chatham ahead of YD, 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth of a 7-inning game. First pitch to Takeuchi downstairs, 1-0. So runner on first with 1 out after the Briseño single knocked Austin Shirley out of the game. Shirley only allowed 2 hits in 3 1/3. 1-0. High, 2 balls, no strikes. 2 straight balls from Damaris to start his Cape League tenure. Pitched to a 3.51 ERA across 19 relief appearances with 8 saves for Tufts. 2-0. Called a strike at the knees with a fastball, 2-1. Damaris led the Jumbos with those 8 saves. He was effectively their closer. 31 strikeouts to 5 walks in the NESCAC this spring. 2-1. High, right near the letters. But Carl Rodriguez, the home plate umpire, doesn't bite. 3-1. Briseño, not much of a threat to steal, leads off of first. 3-1. Takeuchi takes on the outer part of the plate for a strike, and Damaris works the count full. Cole Hansen is next after Takeuchi, righty hitting DH. First it'll be a payoff pitch, right-hander against right-hander. Here it comes. Fly down the left field line. Waters jogs back near the warning track. He stops and makes the catch just above his head for the second out. Derek Damaris retires the first batter he faces in the Cape League. Fly out to left makes Takeuchi 0 for 2 and records the second out. Runner stays on first. Chatham still ahead of Whitey 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Cole Hansen digs in. Open stance in the righty box against the right-hander Damaris. First pitch. Breaking ball. Outside. 1-0. If Hansen can reach, Jake Souders would be next. Another righty before Damaris would face his first lefty in the 8-hole, Colin Guerra. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and popped up behind home plate, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike over the protective netting. Near the press box, wood shingled building that rises up directly behind the bleachers, which are right behind the backstop. 1-1 on Hansen. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Line foul off the mask of the home plate umpire. Karams toward the backstop near the Chatham dugout. Damaris a pitch away from getting out of the inning. 1-2 on Cole Hansen. Damaris readies. Glove just above the belt. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Austin Shirley pops out of the dugout. Derek Damaris strands his runner. The game-tying run on first and ends the fourth with a strikeout of Cole Hansen. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 4 innings gone by at Red Wilson Field. Chatham in front of Whitey, 2-1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. That voice that keeps me awake at night, one little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. We fought hard over nothing. We fought till nothing remained. I've carried that nothing for a long time. Now I carry my operator's license and spend my days just running this crane. And my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. Hard work will clear your mind and body. The hard sun will burn out the pain.
to go in the final game of the regular season between Chatham and Yarmouth-Dennis on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. 2-1 the A's lead as the 5th inning begins in this 7-inning contest. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. It's another Chatham bars in call to the bullpen for YD. They bring in 6'2", 205-pound SIU Edwardsville righty Easton Harris. Top of the Chatham order, first pitch to Aiden Eshelman. Fastball called a strike, low inside corner, 0-1. Wind up and the 0-1. Down and away, it skips under the glove of the catcher Schuett, goes to the backstop, 1-1. Harris has made one appearance for YD in 1 inning. He allowed 1 hit, 1 run on 1 home run. Struck out 2, did not allow a walk. He's got a 9 ERA entering this outing. 1-1 pitch. Line straight back, high breaking ball that Damaris fouled to the screen. 1-2.
Jake, you seem to know the mascot for pretty much every college in the country. Can you tell me who the mascot for SIU Edwardsville is?
Sure. The Cougars.
I thought I had you.
1-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. 6 of the last 8 Chatham hitters to the plate have struck out against YD relievers. Eshelman K's for the first time today, and that's the first out here in the 5th. I was correct, right?
Yes, you were.
Okay.
And I'm thoroughly impressed.
I sometimes confuse SIU Edwardsville and regular SIU.
Oh,
they're the
obviously.
Salukis.
Obviously.
First pitch to Bino Waters, misses outside, 1-0. Dave Steeb played at SIU. You know who Dave Steeb is?
Now you're putting me on the spot. I do not.
Oh, come on.
You going to tell me?
Oh, legendary Blue Jays pitcher. 1-0. Grounded right side, second baseman Cole shifts to his left, fields and slings to first in time to beat Waters. 4-3 put out, 2 gone in the 5th, and now 9 straight A's hitters have been set down. 2 up, 2 down for Easton Harris, the SIUE righty. Chase, how about a quick check of Major League Baseball scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters?
I was just thinking that, Jake. Well, the Phillies beat the Orioles 8-0 in 6 innings.
First pitch to Armani Guzman, called a strike, outside corner, 0-1.
Red Sox are at the Dodgers tonight at 7:20. The Dodgers, who just acquired Tarek Skubal.
I must say, that's unfortunate. 1-1.
Boy, wasn't that news.
1-1 is in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike on Guzman.
The Yankees are leading the Cubs 2-1. Actually, the Yankees beat the Cubs 2-1 at Wrigley Field today.
1-1, lined over first and down the right field line. Guzman speeds around first. He's heading for second. The throw in there, just late. He dives in head first with a double on a line drive that had Briseño, the first baseman, ducking away from it.
It's not the best way to try and catch a baseball, is to move your head away from it. Briseño did stick the glove up at the last second as he realized, hey, maybe I should make a play on this, but it was kind of self-defense before the try of making the play.
If he remained fully upright, he could have caught the baseball.
Right at his face.
That was like a demo tape on how not to catch a line drive. So Guzman breaks up the stretch of 9 straight retired. Now runner on second, 2 out for Eddie Marshall. First pitch, drilled to right, but it hangs up for Souders, who traces it toward the line and makes the catch to end the inning. Chatham gets a runner to second, but Marshall flies out, can't bring him in. And the top of the 5th ends. No runs on 1 hit, the double, no errors, and 1 man left. After 4.5, 2-1 A's. Bottom 5 next.
A's on the air.
at Red Wilson Field. Almost time for the bottom of the 5th inning to begin. Chatham still holding a 2-1 lead over Yarmouth-Dennis. It has held that advantage since the 3rd. Derek Damaris, the Tufts right-hander, coming back out for his first full inning of work. He took over with the game-tying run on first and 1 out in the 4th. And he got Kevin Takeuchi to fly out to left and Cole Hansen to strike out swinging. Damaris just the 2nd Chatham pitcher of the day. By comparison, Yarmouth-Dennis has already used 5 and has another one warming up in the left field bullpen. Bottom 3rd of the YD order in the 5th. Jake Souders, Colin Guerra, and Nick Schuett combined 1 of 3. Guerra has the home run that provided the only YD run of the game to this point. He will bat 2nd against Damaris in the bottom of the 5th. Righty Jake Souders leads off. Wind up, first pitch. Down and out with a fastball, 1-0. Mentioned it earlier, but Austin Shirley got the start. Damaris in relief. 1-0. Swing and a miss over top of an off-speed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the pitch, grounded sharply to 3rd. Bell knocks it down, bobbles it when he picks it up, his throw to first late. He may have had him if he picked it up cleanly after he knocked it down, but he went to grab it with his bare hand and it rolled around on the ground for a second. Then he picked it up clean and his throw was half a step late. We'll see how they rule it. They rule it a single on Souders, or for Souders. Now the first pitch to Guerra. He drops a bunt down. Marshall fields it. He throws to first and retires Guerra. It moves Souders to 2nd with 1 away. The sacrifice successful. Ball bounced right near, if not on, home plate. Marshall popped out in front of the plate, fielded it underhand. I thought, given how fast he got to the ball, that he may have had a play at second base to force out the runner, but there was nobody covering. The shortstop Eshelman went to cover 3rd, and the second baseman Pruitt covered 1st, even though Hal was already there. So runner on 2nd, 1 out. First pitch to Schuett. Grabs the top of the zone, 0-1.
In the bottom of the 5th right now? Yeah. I told him I'd stay.
Schuett struck out his first time. The 0-1 also at the top of the zone. Another fastball, 0-2. Schuett vigorously shakes his head as he backs out of the righty box. Now digs back in, spins the bat toward the mound, and readies for the 0-2 from Damaris. Here it is. Line foul straight back. A jam shot off the protective netting. Stays no balls and 2 strikes on Schuett. Catcher who transfers from Ryder to Mississippi State, from the MAAC to the SEC. Another 0-2. Reaches out and punches it foul. In the air, right side out of play, over the Chatham dugout onto the roof of the concessions building. Schuett lives to see another pitch. Digs back in, lifts the bat over his right shoulder. Damaris set. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him to chase the high fastball, almost eye high, on the righty who took a big uppercut at the high pitch. Second strikeout of Schuett today by Chatham pitching. 2 gone. The runner still at 2nd, and Brock Kettleson comes up. Jay Powell calls out toward the Chatham catcher Eddie Marshall, points at his head and says, "Be smart." Inside move and a throw to 2nd, hits the runner in the back. Well, he put it on target. right between the 2 and the 7 on Souter's back.
And he didn't throw it very hard.
Nope, just a lob. Souter's laughing as he retakes his lead off of second.
The crowd here reacted as if he was hit by a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
First pitch to the lefty, Kettleson. Breaking ball, catches the inside corner, called strike 0-1. Kettleson is 0 for 2 today. Line out to short and a ground out to short. Here's the 0-1. Swings and blasts it into deep right field. Peoples tracks it back, makes the catch just shy of the warning track in right. Kettleson gave it a ride, at least as far as Red Wilson is concerned. And Damaris strands a runner on second. He ends the 5th.
Now the first person bringing the correct answer to today's trivia question.
No runs, 1 hit as Damaris works around the leadoff Souders single. No errors and 1 man left on base. 5 innings of this 7-inning contest have gone by. Still Chatham 2, YD 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham is on the air.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror. Looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance. Everybody gets to dance. Only in America. Sun going down on the LA freeway.
Top of the 6th at Red Wilson Field with Chase Abrams. I'm Jake Klein. It's a 2-1 Chatham lead with 2 innings to go in this regular season finale. And YD, why not, makes another Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen. The 6th Yarmouth-Dennis pitcher of the day is the first left-hander, Joe O'Regan, an Upland, California native, 6'4", 225 pounds, from the University of Nevada. And he makes his 3rd appearance. 2 1/3 thrown so far, 1 run allowed for a 3.86 ERA. Left-hander faces Ty Peoples, Jack Bell, and Cam Pruitt. 5, 6, and 7 in the Chatham order. 2 lefties and then a right-hander. O'Regan winds. First pitch to Peoples, off the outside corner. 1-0.
Did you make it yourself? No.
Peoples, the right fielder from Georgia, in his final A's game. 1-0, cut on and missed at a breaking ball in the dirt. 1-1. Peoples walked his first time up, struck out swinging in the 3rd. He will report to Florida State.
We were joking.
1-1, wave and a miss. 1-2.
You didn't want to come?
Left-hander O'Regan readies on the mound. 1-2 to the lefty Peoples. Breaking ball, I'm not sure, but it wasn't a strike. It appeared to be right down the middle. YD dugout certainly thought so. 2-2 though. Now another pitch. Similar spot, called strike 3. Peoples goes down looking, this time a fastball. First out, first strikeout for Joe O'Regan, the Nevada lefty. And that's the first out on the strikeout. Bases empty, one away. And it brings up another Chatham left-handed hitter, Jack Bell. Pitch, called strike, 0-1. Another breaking ball, again near the bottom of the zone. Perplexing strike zone shape from Carl Rodriguez. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Seems to be 2 types of breaking balls from O'Regan. One with more east-west action, one more north to south. 1-1. Fastball grounded up the middle. It sneaks into center field, a base hit. A lefty-lefty matchup, and Jack Bell wins it with a single up the middle. He's got his first hit of the day. And the A's have a possible insurance run on first with 1 out as Cam Pruitt steps in. Chatham's 2 runs came on 1 hit. A 2-run double off of Bino Waters' bat in the 2nd inning. And YD's only run came on a solo home run by Colin Guerra in the bottom of the 3rd. Now in the top of the 6th, still 2-1 A's. First pitch to Pruitt, looped into shallow right. Now it stays on the infield, and Cole runs over to make the catch. Pruitt didn't put enough muscle on it to lift it over Cole at second. And Cole, who was positioned up the middle, had to run over toward the line at second to grab it near the back of the infield dirt. Little sinking line drive grabbed for the 2nd out. Runner remains at first, and Maximo Martinez stands in. Left-hander O'Regan against the righty hitting DH Martinez. Pick to first, Bell back standing. No tag applied by Armando Briseño. Trees behind the YD dugout on the 3rd base side, casting shadows now into the field of play, creeping out toward the mound. First pitch to Martinez, down and in. There's the more 12-6 breaking ball. 1-0. Martinez singled in his first Chatham plate appearance in the 2nd inning. Flew to left last time. 1-0. Down and in. 2 balls, no strikes on him. He got to 3rd. A's had runners on the corners, 1 out in the 2nd. And Martinez was thrown out at the plate when Chatham tried a double steal. 2-0 smoked foul on a line just wide of Mateo Martinez, the Chatham 3rd base coach, who backs out of the way of it. He pulled it well foul, but boy did he hit it hard. Now 2 balls and a strike against Martinez. Bell off of first with 2 away. The 2-1 pitch. Popped foul, almost straight back. It makes a loud thud as it hits somebody's car in the parking lot behind Red Wilson Field. And it was not my car, so I'm happy.
I was just about to say that.
Pick to first, safe. This time Bell dives back head first. You know, I almost always move my car very far away, and today I didn't. So far, I haven't regretted it. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, chopped towards short. Guerra fields on a few hops. Underhand pitch to second. In time, it forces out Bell and ends the top of the 6th.
It's now time for the 6th insurance that we are doing in the 6th inning, brought to you by Darren Goody, electrician of Yarmouth.
6 outs to go for Chatham. The A's go down in the top of the 6th, and O'Regan faces 1 over the minimum in his first inning out of the pen. Middle of the 6th inning at Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth. Still 2-1 A's in the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Chatham 2, Yarmouth-Dennis 1. The Red Sox down to their final 6 outs in the last game of the regular season. Bottom of the 6th coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Chatham 6 outs from victory ahead of Yarmouth-Dennis 2-1 as the bottom of the 6th begins at Red Wilson Field. Derek Damaris, Tufts righty, returns. His first pitch to the righty, Phoenix called. Squares to bunt, pulls back, takes a strike. 0-1. Damaris has pitched an inning and 2/3 scoreless with one hit allowed out of the A's bullpen in his first appearance of the summer. Call 0 for 1. The 0-1 pitch, down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's take a look at the scores across the Cape, presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism.
We'll start with the important game, Jake. Well, the most important game. Every game is important. This one is the most.
1-1. Punched in the air, right side. Howe, the first baseman, comes over and makes the catch in the air on a little looping liner between first and second. Soft contact from Call. He's 0 for 2. And YD down to its final 5 outs.
Harwich is beating Brewster 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. If Harwich wins against Brewster, the result of the Chatham YD game does not matter. Harwich will retain possession of 3rd place and Chatham will be in 4th.
First pitch to Ryder Robinson misses inside, 1-0 to the lefty.
Now, once again, if the A's win this game and Brewster comes back to beat the Mariners, it's Chatham that moves into 3rd place and Harwich goes to 4th.
1-0. Line straight back foul off the very tip top of the protective netting behind the plate. 1-1. And so if that did happen, that would mean Chatham against Brewster, YD against Harwich in the playoffs. Any other outcome, YD plays Chatham. 1-1. Ducks down and away. Ball and 2 strikes on the lefty hitting Robinson.
Bourne is leading Cotuit 3-2 at Lowell Park after 6 innings played there.
That could be the nail in the Kettleer coffin.
It could.
Pitch. Called a strike. Inside corner with a breaking ball. 2-2 on Ryder Robinson, who's 0 for 2.
Orleans did beat Wareham 5-2 today.
That's what kept Cotuit alive into the nightcap. 2-2. Robinson chops it foul, wide of 3rd. Keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Falmouth at Orleans gets underway in 10 minutes. And Hyannis plays at Wareham at 7 p.m. tonight.
So if Cotuit does in fact lose, Wareham clinches the 4th and final playoff spot in the West. 2-2 pitch. Just upstairs. Chatham dugout screams at the plate umpire Carl Rodriguez. Count full. Now the payoff. Inside, ball 4. Again, the Chatham dugout thought it was strike 3. Again, it's ruled ball 4. First walk issued by Damaris on 2 pitches right near the zone. And YD gets the game-tying run onto first and brings the go-ahead run to the plate. The cleanup hitter, Armando Briseño. First pitch in the dirt, picked on a hop by Marshall. He keeps the runner at first with 1 away. As I was saying, if Cotuit were to lose, they would be eliminated, and the Wareham game against Hyannis tonight would just be window dressing. 1-0. Tapped foul behind home plate on a bounce, 1 ball and 1 strike. But if Cotuit ends up losing, or excuse me, if Cotuit ends up winning, it will come down to, can Wareham beat Hyannis? There's also the possibility of a tie, which would just make things annoying. 1-1. Popped up behind home plate, but out of play. Slightly offset toward the first base side. Ball and 2 strikes. Damaris ahead of Briseño. Just 1 run allowed by Chatham pitching today. Solo home run off of Austin Shirley by Colin Guerra in the second. It's 2-1 A's, bottom of the 6th. Runner on first, 1 out. The 1-2. Outside, back pick attempt to first late. Ryder Robinson dives back head first. Tyler Howe, the first baseman, does not apply a tag. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Briseño at the dish. Briseño has one of YD's 3 hits today. 2-2. Swing and a miss. It bounces to the backstop, and Briseño jogs to first, but he's ruled out. First base was occupied. After it was occupied, the runner advanced to second. So strikeout.
Left fielder from USC, number 10.
Briseño out for the second out, but Robinson moves to second on the passed ball. He's the game-tying run. He's in scoring position with 2 out. 2-1 Chatham. Bottom of the 6th in a 7-inning game. Kevin Takeuchi to the plate. First pitch to the righty. High, 1-0. Austin Shirley, the A's starter out of Tyler Junior College, went 3 1/3 innings in the start, allowed 2 hits and 1 run. Pitch downstairs, 2-0 on Takeuchi. Damaris has come in. He has thrown 2 1/3, scoreless out of the pen. 2-0, dribbled foul. Rolls to the backstop, and Damaris back into the count. 2 balls and a strike after the foul ball. Shirley and Damaris, as Jay Powell told us before the game, the only pitchers available out of the Chatham pen today. 2-1. Powered into deep center field, but playable for Guzman, who drifts back slightly to his right and makes the catch. For the 2nd inning in a row, Yarmouth-Dennis gets the game-tying run into scoring position with less than 2 outs. And for the 2nd inning in a row, Derek Damaris wiggles out of trouble. 1 inning left to play in the final game of the regular season, and Chatham clings to a 1-run lead. No runs in the bottom of the 6th on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 7th and final inning is coming up. Chatham clings to the 2-1 lead it built in the 3rd. Don't go anywhere. Photo finish coming up.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
I was so high I did not recognize the fire burning in her eyes, the chaos that controlled my mind. Whispered goodbye, she got on a plane, never to return again, but always in my heart. Oh, this love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before. Her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. I tried my best to feed her appetite, keep her coming every night, so hard to keep her satisfied. Oh, kept playing love like it was just a game, pretending to feel the same, but turn around and leave again. But oh, this love has taken its toll on
of the regular season begins at Red Wilson Field. It's a 2-1 Chatham lead. The fourth place A's over the first place Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox. The top of the seventh begins. YD manager Scott Pickler makes yet another Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen. He brings on his seventh pitcher of the day, right-hander Caden Roach out of Division II North Greenville. Makes his third appearance, 5 innings so far with a 5.40 ERA, 4 strikeouts, no walks for the righty. First pitch to the lefty 9-hole hitter Tyler Howe. Breaking ball falls onto the outside corner, 0-1. Howe in the 9-hole today, 0 for 1, a walk, run scored, and a strikeout. Roach from the stretch with no one on. Here's his 0-1. Downstairs with a fastball, 1-1. They're finished with 3 innings at White House Field in Harwich. Harwich ahead of Brewster 2-0. If that score holds, these two teams, Chatham and YD, will rematch in the playoffs. 1-1, popped down the left field line. It tails out of play. Left fielder Takeuchi and third baseman Robinson both went after it. And if that Harwich over Brewster score holds, the Mariners and Whitecaps will rematch, I should say, in the Cape League playoffs as well. So you'll get 2 East Division pairings of teams that played each other on the final day of the regular season. 1-2 on Howe. Roach delivers. Line straight back. Howe just got a piece of it. Ball and 2 strikes. We mentioned toward the start of the show that YD had not been nearly the force it was in the East Division early in the season. You could say the same about Brewster. 1-2 pitch to Howe. Outside, he starts his hands around but holds up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Whitecaps finished today their best regular season by point total in 12 years under Jamie Shevchuk. They'll finish in second. 2-2. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Tyler Howe, the leadoff man in the top of the 7th. The 9-hole hitter in the Chatham order. A's have only 2 hits since the 2nd inning. Roach ready. Righty set. Long look and payoff to Howe. Popped foul. Over the backstop, out of play. This time offset toward the third base side. Stays a full count on the lefty hitting Howe. After Howe, Aiden Eshelman and Bino Waters. Lefty, righty, lefty. 2 up in the inning for Chatham. Another payoff pitch coming to Howe. Here it is. Downstairs, ball 4. He walked him. Roach puts the leadoff man on base in the 7th and final inning of the game. And Chatham now with a golden opportunity to expand on a lead that's been 2-1 since the 3rd inning. And YD has done it with a smattering of pitchers. Chatham has used only 2. Right on right. First pitch from Roach to Eshelman. Called a strike outside corner with a breaking ball. 0-1. I'm going to guess that Eshelman just missed a bunt sign. Jay Powell yells at him. 0-1, now he squares, drops it down, first base line, it's a good one. Roach lets the catcher go, throw to first, late! Got the bunt sign that time. Dropped it down on the first base line. Roach ran over to grab it, then backed out of the way. Schuett came in, fumbled with it for a moment, and by the time he picked it up, his throw to first was late. Bunt single from Eshelman, 2 on with nobody out for Bino Waters as Howe moves up to second. Two on, nobody out as Roach comes set. First pitch to the lefty Waters. He squares, drops it foul. That time it did not appear that Jay Powell gave a sign. He yells out, "Good call," to Bino Waters.
He does love bunts, as we've learned in the past few days. He called Tyler Howe's bunt against Brewster a couple days ago the pivotal play of that game.
So Eshelman, on the first pitch, took the pitch from Roach, and Jay Powell yelled out, "Come on now." 0-1. Grounded foul straight back. 0-2 on Waters. Then on the second pitch to Eshelman, he seemed to get the message. He did bunt it, reached on the single. But then the first pitch to Waters seemed to be his own decision to try to bunt. He pushed it foul, and now he's behind 0-2. 2-1 Chatham, top of the 7th and final inning. First and second, nobody out. 0-2 to Waters. Drilled left center field. Kettleson sprints back into the gap. It's off the wall again. Howe turns third. Eshelman right on his tail. The throw to the plate. They both score, and Waters has his second 2-run double of the day. Eshelman almost caught Tyler Howe coming home. 4 runs driven in for Bino Waters. He's back in first place in the Cape League in RBIs, and he extends the Chatham lead to 4-1 in the 7th. I mean, Eshelman could not have been more than 2 or 3 feet behind Tyler Howe all the way down the third base line.
Oh, it was like Rookie of the Year. They were neck and neck around third base, but they both scored without a throw.
Waters has driven in all 4 for Chatham today. Now the first pitch to Guzman. He squares to bunt, pulls back and takes a breaking ball outside. 1-0. I said coming into the inning it would be a photo finish, and that was a photo finish at home plate.
There you go. You called it.
Barely beats Eshelman there. 1-0. Called a strike. Low outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brewster has gone down in order in the 4th inning in Harwich, so still 2-0 Mariners there. Again, a Mariner win would mean a Chatham YD rematch in the first round, beginning here Tuesday. 1-1, looped into shallow right center. Kettleson sprints over, makes the catch. Waters tags, takes 1 step for third, and then stops. Guzman hit it hard into the gap in right center, but Brock Kettleson chases it down, and that's the first out of the inning for Caden Roach, the YD reliever. Guzman goes to 1 for 3. Waters still at second with 1 away, and Marshall in the righty box now, the cleanup hitter for Chatham. Roach comes set on the mound out of the stretch. Waters dances off of second base. First pitch to Marshall, wave and a miss. Breaking ball in the dirt, he swings over top of it. 0-1. YD almost has 3 infielders on the left side of second. The second baseman Call playing most directly behind the bag at second. Waters leads off there with 1 out. 0-1 to Marshall. This time he lays off the breaking ball, down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Roach set again. Pitch, fastball right down the chute. Called a strike. Goes to 1-2 on Marshall. Right-hander Roach comes ready. Here's his 1-2. Downstairs. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roach readies again. Looks at the runner on second, 2-2 to Marshall. Powered. Right center field this time. Kettleson goes back, makes the catch in front of the track. Again, Waters tags. Again, the throw into third, a good one, and Waters stops. Neither Guzman nor Marshall can advance Waters from second. He stays there with 2 out as Ty Peoples comes up for what should be his final plate appearance in an A's uniform. Will depart Chatham tomorrow to report to Florida State, where he moves to from Georgia. Comes up one final time in Angler blue. First pitch to the lefty. Big swing and a miss. Breaking ball over the heart is underneath it. 0-1. Peoples 0 for 2 today with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Swinging in the 3rd, looking in the 6th. Oh, and 1 offering. Grounded right side, fielded at first, and it's taken to the bag by Takeuchi to end the inning. Chatham gets 2 insurance runs
The Cape Cod Baseball League sends it
and brings us to the final half inning of the Cape League regular season. Time to stretch at Red Wilson Field. Chatham 4, Yarmouth-Dennis 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Baseball Network and the A's. Sports Radio play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never go back. 'Cause it's a root for a home team. And if I don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause there's a 1, 2, or 3 strikes to out at the old ball game. Yeah.
Chatham 3 outs away from capping the regular season with a win. They lead Yarmouth-Dennis 4-1 as the bottom of the 7th begins. Derek Damaris back. First pitch to Cole Hansen misses high, 1-0. Damaris came in the 4th inning of this game with 1 out and a runner on first. He got a fly out and a strikeout, and he allowed 2 base runners in 2 innings since then. 1-0 pitch. Smacked into the right center field gap. Guzman goes in, then goes back and makes the over-the-shoulder catch for the first out. Jay Powell pops up in front of the dugout, waves his hands in the air. Guzman made it interesting, but he runs it down in center for the first out, and Chatham 2 outs away from the victory. Damaris trying to go the final 3 2/3 innings. His first pitch to Jake Souders ripped at and missed. 0-1.
Let's go, Jake!
Damaris has only allowed the 2 base runners. Leadoff single in the 5th by Souders, and a 1-out walk of Robinson in the 6th. 0-1 misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. In both the 5th and the 6th, a runner reached second with fewer than 2 out. And Damaris stranded that runner both times. 1-1, power to right field. Peoples comes in, and he makes the catch on the line drive for the 2nd out. There's been a lot of fly balls from YD hitters, but pretty much right at Chatham outfielders, even in the friendly confines of Red Wilson Field. That line out puts Damaris an out away from ending the game, and Colin Guerra, the only thing standing between Damaris and the save. The pitch upstairs. 1-0. I don't actually know. Normally, if you close out a game and you pitch more than 3 innings, you get a save. But who the heck knows when it's a 7-inning game?
Yeah. That's a fair question. We'll have to ask.
1-0 to Guerra. Popped up. This should do it. On the left side, Jack Bell comes in on the grass. The third baseman makes the grab and ends the game. Derek Damaris, the Tufts right-hander, throws 3 2/3 scoreless innings and sends Chatham into the playoffs, having won 8 of its last 9 games. The A's may well have a playoff date right back here against YD on Tuesday, but for now they sweep the doubleheader. They win 4 of the 5 games in the 3-day span. They go 4-1 under acting manager Jay Powell, and they go home happy tonight with a 4-1 win over Yarmouth-Dennis.
This team is getting hot at the right time, Jake. We know baseball, anything can happen, but with Chatham in the form that it's in now, this team feels like it can beat anybody when the playoffs roll around.
They may have their crack at first place YD. Maybe they'll get a crack at second place Brewster. They are through the top of the 5th, by the way, at White House Field. So Brewster now has only 2 innings left to try to come back and beat Harwich and set up a rematch there. We'll walk you through all the playoff scenarios on the Anglers Extra post-game show. Plus, I will have a post-game interview. Chase will have a post-game interview.
Trying to take my interview.
I was trying to take your interview. Maybe I just don't want to do the highlights. There aren't that many. I'll be fine. 4-1 win. We'll get you that interview and the post-game highlights next up as the A's finish the regular season with their 8th win in the last 9 games. Anglers Extra post-game show is next.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh, oh. So you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad. There's been mornings out on the road without you, without your charms. Oh, na 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 na. When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh,
Extra.
Welcome back. Anglers Extra post-game show after the A's win their 8th game in the last 9 tries. They beat the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox 4-1 at Red Wilson Field to cap the regular season. Anglers Extra post-game show brought to you by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza. We'll get to your post-game highlights in just a moment, but first, Chase is diamond side with a special guest.
Jake, I'm here with Chatham A's left fielder Bino Waters after he drove in all 4 runs in tonight's game. Bino, you moved into first place in the Cape League in RBIs thanks to your 4 RBIs tonight. How does it feel for you?
It's pretty awesome. I'm glad we're able to, come out on top there, but just claim that spot at the 1 spot, driving in runs is cool. Equates to winning, and that's what I came here to do is win. So
before that second 2-run double, you squared to bunt, and we could tell by Jay Powell's reaction that was not his plan. Yeah. So what was your plan when that at bat came around?
I'm just trying to take team at bats, first and second with Armani on deck, and I trust him behind me, and he's done a lot of great things this season. So I was just gonna give him a shot with some runners on, but they were looking for me to swing, and I was able to capitalize on a fastball, 2 strikes.
What does it do for a player to have another guy right behind you that you trust so much as a hitter?
It's great. Armani's coming back after the draft has been huge because provides a little protection in our lineup, balances out the left-right that we had going on there early in the season. So Armani's a great hitter, and, I love, hitting 2-3 with him.
So in that at-bat, you squared to bunt on the first pitch, and then you eventually drive a 2-run double to the left center field gap. Your teammates, Tyler Howe and Aiden Eshelman, were pretty much neck and neck around third. What did you think of that?
Pretty crazy. I know that's a tough ball to read because the fences here are a little bit iffy. 360 to dead center and 370 to the left center field gap. So it's a tough read, but I'm glad they're both able to score and get 2 RBIs out of it. So
Jay Powell told us before today's game, and really before yesterday's games as well, that Cam Pruitt was the break glass in case of emergency pitcher today because he'd offered his own services up like that. Did you offer your own services, and if not, and if so, would you?
I'm willing to do whatever the team needs, but I don't know how well it'd go down with my college coaches if I got on that mound. So I'm glad Cam was able to step up if we needed it. But our guys, 2 guys today, 2 new guys, did a really good job of getting outs early and getting up early on hitters. So it only took 2 pitchers.
Now 40 games have wrapped up in the regular season. You've been here for almost all of them. How is this team going to carry its momentum into the playoffs on Tuesday?
I'm excited. I think we've built some momentum. Obviously, over the past week, we've played great baseball up and down. Pitching and hitting's been stellar. So it's good to see that, we're building some momentum at the right time, and, the A's are hot. So hopefully we can keep that going.
The A's are hot heading into the playoffs. Chatham takes down Yarmouth-Dennis 4-1 today. And there's Bino Waters. Bino, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Back to Jake for the rest of the Anglers Extra post-game show.
All right, Chase, there's Bino Waters. He drives in all 4 Chatham runs in the 4-1 regular season clinching win over Yarmouth-Dennis. Time for your post-game highlights, presented to you, as always, by Touchstone Closing. Starting the top of the 2nd inning, 0-0 game. Chatham has runners on the corners with 1 out. Chance to kind of manufacture a run, and the A's tried to do just that against the right-hander Eshelman. Already a 2-0 count, and Walker's first pitch called a strike. Tyler Howe with a delayed steal for second. It's intercepted. Now the throw home. Out. Chatham tries the double steal. Howe ran for second. As the throw went there, Martinez came home. He was out by about 5 feet at the plate, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. The A's do get a runner in scoring position still with Howe at 2nd and 2 out. And now the count 2-1 on Eshelman. So Chatham can't manufacture a run, but lucky for them, in that same inning, with 2 on and 2 out, their big bopper came through. 3-1 pitch, smoked into deep left center field. Kettleson on the run, near the track, he looks up, it bangs off the wall in left center. Howe scores, Eshelman turns third, no throw to the plate, he scores standing. Bino Waters bangs a 2-run double off the left center field wall, and the A's are on the board first. 2-0, top of the 2nd. So Bino Waters with a 2-run double off the left center field fence in the air. Keep that in the back of your mind. But first, listen to this home run from Yarmouth-Dennis' Colin Guerra. 1-1. Clocked into right center field and deep. Guzman back near the fence, looks up. It clears the fence in center. Yarmouth-Dennis responds as Colin Guerra clocks a solo home run to dead central. 2-1, the Chatham lead. YD only down by 1 in the third. Joe, YD makes it 2-1, bottom of the third. Austin Shirley would come out of the game in the fourth, left a runner on first with 1 out. Derek Damaris, the Tufts righty, comes in, strands that runner on first, strands a runner on second in the fifth, strands a runner on second in the sixth, sends this game to the 7th and final inning, and in a deja vu moment, Bino Waters, remember his double off the left center field fence in the air? Deja vu. 0-2 to Waters. Drilled left center field. Kettleson sprints back into the gap. It's off the wall again. Howe turns third. Eshelman right on his tail. The throw to the plate. They both score, and Waters has his second 2-run double of the day. Eshelman almost caught Tyler Howe coming home. 4 runs driven in for Bino Waters. He's back in first place in the Cape League in RBIs, and he extends the Chatham lead to 4-1 in the 7th. So that made it a 3-run game, and then it was a nice, easy breezy 7th inning for Derek Damaris on the mound. 1-0 to Guerra. Popped up. This should do it. On the left side, Jack Bell comes in on the grass. The third baseman makes the grab and ends the game. Derek Damaris, the Tufts right-hander, throws 3 2/3 scoreless innings and sends Chatham into the playoffs, having won 8 of its last 9 games. So there you go. Chatham wins 8 of its last 9 in the regular season. And pending the result of the Harwich-Brewster game tonight, the A's will either be here against Yarmouth-Dennis in the first round of the playoffs or at Brewster. Your totals for tonight's game: 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors for Chatham with 7 men left on base. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 4 men left on base for Yarmouth-Dennis. The winning pitcher is Derek Damaris. He goes 3 2/3, allows 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts for the Tufts righty. He's 1-0. The losing pitcher is Bryson Tweedy. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout for the USF righty. He is 0-1. The game started at 4:30. It ended at 6:42. A 2-hour and 12-minute contest in front of a crowd of 2,250 at Red Wilson Field. Chatham beats Yarmouth-Dennis in the last game of the 2026 regular season. The A's finished the regular season having won 8 of their 9 games. Keep an eye on @Chatham Anglers on social media. By the end of the day tonight, we will know Chatham's playoff opponent. It'll be there. It'll be on ChathamAnglers.com. It'll be everywhere. But Tuesday night, either YD or Brewster should be a late afternoon first pitch. For Chase Abrams, producer Ben Corbett, I'm Jake Klein saying so long. 4-1 Chatham win at YD tonight.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2026 has been brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Ivy Gold, Chatham Paint and Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, Cape Cod 5, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.